Welcome. Welcome. Grateful to see you. Hi, Camille. Hmm. Wait a few moments. Hi, Brad. Thank you. You too. Hi, Britt. Oh, I feel like it's been a while. Mm. Hi, Antonia. Hmm. Lovely. Welcome. My name is Selena. This is our return to love. These live sessions where we come together, often weekly, an opportunity to be with all of our experience, what we might call the shadow and the light, to allow whatever we're experiencing to be without trying to change ourselves, fix ourselves, and also to be in the space of loving community, to be in a space of our togetherness. Hi, Helly. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Pauline. Oh, so good to be together. So let us begin today with the centering technique. Oh, I guess a couple of things. One, if you're not here with us on the Insight Timer app, I invite you to join us on Insight Timer. It's a free app, and that way we can see your comments and we can be in this interactive experience together. Also, if you're newer to the app, I do have a lot of content here, both on the free and the subscriber side of the app. I have two courses, and I also lead retreats. You can find out more about all of this on my profile page. And if you have any questions about my upcoming retreat in Bali, May of 2026, feel free to send me a message. We just had a room open up. So we do have two on site spaces at this incredible, breathtakingly beautiful retreat center in Bali where some of us got to experience this year. So, any questions about that, feel free to send me a message or ask here. Now, let us start with the centering technique. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Memoria. If you can't move your body, you can always visualize this technique or anything that we do that might ro- in, involve involve moving the body. Let's bring the palms to touch. Soften the shoulders back and down. Sit nice and tall. Allow a space between the teeth and the lips, maybe. So we soften the jaw. Let's take a deep breath in. Hold for just a moment, and then a complete breath out. And now let us inhale as we reach the right hand all the way up. The left hand comes down by the navel, maybe straighten the upper arm. And then exhale slowly to bring the hands back to the heart center where the palms touch. Inhale, left hand up, right hand by navel. Open the chest. Exhale slowly. Inhale, right hand up, left hand by navel. Exhale slowly. The movement and the breath moving slowly together. We'll stop here. Feel the palms and fingers touching. Maybe you can sense the beating of your heart. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Let's rest our attention on the breath. And I invite you to take slow, deep breaths in and long, complete breaths out. Long exhalations help to bring us into that more relaxed and calm state in the nervous system. You may wish to close the eyes, or if that's uncomfortable, have the gaze relaxed, looking down. Rather than trying to change anything that might be happening in the mind or the body or the emotions, allow these different experiences to be like clouds, clouds that pass across the blue sky. They're transient, even translucent, maybe. We don't need to hold on to them or dive into them deeper. Allow these experiences to pass through your awareness as much as you can as you return to the sensations of the body breathing. Feel that slow, deep breath in. Feel the long, relaxed breath out. And allow everything else to just be. If it's more comfortable, well, let's all actually relax the hands down. So now the hands are relaxed, the arms are relaxed as we continue to rest our awareness on the sensations of the body breathing, these long, slow breaths. Now let us take a breath in, a short breath in, like you're really sipping in the air, and then hold the breath. Relax the shoulders and the face. Exhale now through the mouth, long exhalation. Take a full but short breath in. So you're sipping the breath in kind of quickly. Hold the breath. Exhale through the mouth, long exhalation. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. So we'll do this a few more times. The breath in is quick and full at the same time, and then we pause and then we release. When you pause, hold the breath for around 3 seconds and then exhale through the mouth. Two more rounds like this. One more. Allow the body to be relaxed and still at the same time as you breathe naturally. Feel the small muscles around the eyes, the mouth, the forehead, all softening. Maybe you gently touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth just behind the upper teeth. Allow the jaw to soften. We will now move into the repetition of the mantra So hum. So hum meaning I am. I am that. As you inhale, silently repeat the sound so. And as you exhale, silently repeat the sound hum. Thoughts and sensations will come and go. Just allow as you rest your attention on repeating so hum. So hum. Return to this repetition to the breath again and again. If there's any agitation arising inside, in thought, mind, or body, can you allow it to be without needing to leave the practice. So often, when discomfort arises, we take that as a sign to stop or to leave. And when it comes to meditation, it's often an invitation for us to go deeper. The agitation, whether it might be emotional discomfort or the mind looping or physical discomfort, we could consider that this discomfort arising is something releasing from our system. Stress, blocked energy, an old pain, distress of some kind. And by allowing ourselves to remain still and present to our experience, present to the practice, in this case, the repetition of the mantra, it allows for this to move, for us to make our way back to center, back to harmony, back to equilibrium. So, for these next minutes, we'll continue to focus on the repetition of so hum and just allow whatever arises to be. So hum, so hum. Now let us release the mantra. Bring your awareness to your heart center. Feel as if the breath is moving in and out of the space of the heart. I invite you to think of something that is going well in your life right now, something that's working well. It could be something in your relationships, your finances, your body, your job. What's going well? Maybe you were able to pay your bills, or you're getting along with someone. Or maybe you've been moving your body regularly or eating well. So often in the mind's perpetual quest for more, we overlook everything that is working already, all of the little gifts in our lives, the blessings, the miracles. Let's spend these next few moments really acknowledging even the things that feel very small that contribute to the goodness of our lives. It could be things that feel simple, yet have a profound impact. And you may be ready to even supercharge these thoughts and feelings with gratitude. I'm so grateful for. What are you grateful for? I'm so grateful for my cat, my dog, my partner, my children. I'm so grateful for the sunshine. I'm so grateful for food and water. I'm so grateful that I have a coat. I'm so grateful I can walk. I'm so grateful I have a vacation. I'm so grateful I have people who I love in my life. What are you grateful for? Open your mind, open your heart, and welcome these thoughts. And as you think of these different people and experiences and things you're grateful for, I invite you to take a moment with each one. Really feel your gratitude. Why do you feel grateful for this? Let it expand in your heart. And if you haven't already, make sure to include yourself in this gratitude, your strength, your love, your resilience, your creativity, your body. Let's take a deep breath together. Exhale with a sigh. Again, inhale deeply. Exhale, sigh. Let's do this one more time. Slowly, when you're ready, move the fingers and toes. Allow that movement to find its way into your arms and shoulders, your head and neck, maybe the whole spine. Open and close the mouth a few times, release the jaw. And now let's just take a moment before we open the eyes and fully come back to the space together to just gently offer some love to your physicality. Maybe you just gently caress your body or offer some little massage squeezes. I invite you to be really mindful, though, here. Be slow, intentional, and really feel this kindness being offered to the body through your loving touch. Move around to different parts of the body if you can. Maybe you caress your face slowly, gently. Maybe you massage your heart with care. Maybe you massage your belly with care. Maybe you caress down your arms all the way to your fingertips. A few more moments to be really loving and caring with the physical body. And whenever you're ready, slowly open the eyes. Thank you. Thank you. How are you? What a gift to be together, to meditate together. Different studies have happened over time that show the power and effectiveness of meditating together. Of course, physically in the same place is very powerful. And even as we are in our global family meditating like this, it's very powerful. Mm, mm. Beautiful. John shares love to you all. And Tracy shares crying, tender, open, aware, grateful. Mm, yes. How are you? How are you? Camellia shares, I am grateful for the stillness and the courage to remember the great I am within me. Christina shares, thank you. First time with you. This has helped me tremendously reset today. So grateful. I'm so grateful, love. Thank you so much for being here. So grateful. Wonderful. How are you? Pauline shares, I'm better now than before, crying as well, more tender as well, a bit more calm. This is medicine for my soul. Thank you so much. Beautiful love. Beautiful. Thank you all for your shares. Thank you. Hmm. Tracy shares, I am crying too, and I'm grateful for my ability to release and reset in this way. Oh, my darlings. Christina shares crying as well. Oh. Antonia shares, thank you so much. Always good to slow down and remember the divine within. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Just allow the tears, my loves. Allow the tenderness. I feel it too. I feel it too. Alicia is so grateful and so full of love and light. Mm. Brad shares grateful for what is left after loss. Yes, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. And allowing these tears is so important for our health, for our well-being. I was noticing this last week, I was going to say this last week has been particularly intense, but I think I could say that for every week for the most part. I should say I've been feeling the impact of it physically more than I usually do. And it was like this ocean of energy and intensity and emotion has been moving through. And it wasn't that I wasn't doing anything. It was just, it was almost like like maybe, I don't even know what. All I do know, which is not much of anything, is that my physical body was responding to the intensity of this emotion that was trying to move and this energy that was trying to move. And I was getting these really intense headaches and having these responses I don't normally have. So it's such a reminder that the energy and the emotion, it's moving through the physicality. So finding ways to allow energy to move, to allow emotion to move is so important because it impacts our physical body. We know this, yes? Dis-ease and disease begin energetically, begin emotionally before it takes root in the physicality. So, how can we care for ourselves energetically and emotionally, and in turn also care for ourselves physically? Anna shares, crying is the most wonderful gift of release we can give our beloved body, heart, and soul. Yes. Laura's asking, what do you do when you feel frustration, Selena? Hmm, that's a great question. Well, again, Coming back to the awareness of the body, it's so important to allow these energies to move through the body. Otherwise, they say stay stuck. There are all of these teachings around you can't think your way out of an emotion. You can only feel your way through an emotion. So there are many different excellent somatic techniques for frustration, anger. One sometimes is just, and to be really mindful of the body. We don't want to hurt the body. Sometimes, we hit things and this can be hard on the body. So we don't want to hurt the body. The body is like our precious babe. It's like our best friend. So we be kind with the body. And one thing we can do is like clench the fists to give your body this somatic release of that frustration or anger energy. Sound is also very, very helpful and important. So, making grunting sounds or saying the words that are stuck inside that you haven't said that you need to release. Like, allow the sound, allow the words to come out, clenching the fists. Um, Sometimes, again, mindful of the body, stomping the feet is a great way to release this energy. Shaking, gentle shaking. You can stand up and just kind of shake the whole body, have a little bend in your knees, shake the pelvis, the legs, the arms, everything, the spine, everything that's just gentle shaking to help to release. Um, Also, I won't show here because I don't have the space for it here, unfortunately. But one of my favorite techniques that I've used for decades is the wood chopper. And this one's fantastic for releasing anger and frustration. And oftentimes, anger is considered a secondary emotion, meaning that it's usually covering something else. It's covering fear, it's covering sadness, it's trying to keep us safe in some way. So, it's also power this technique I'm about to share about. It's also powerful for getting in touch with the deeper emotions as well that are maybe stirring beneath the surface. So with the wood chopper, and I'm sure you can find demos of this online. I don't have any. It's like you're chopping wood. So you imagine like you're holding an axe in your hands and you reach your arms up and then you bring the arms down. You do this from a standing position. So you're standing, the feet are a little wider than the hips. So you have a nice solid base. You have a bend in the knees. You reach the arms up. And then when you chop the wood, you keep a flat back. So rather than kind of curving your back, yeah, I know you can't really see here. Sorry, my friends. It's just not enough space here. Rather than curving the spine, you keep kind of a flat back and you lean forward. So there's this chopping motion happening, but you're protecting your back. So the knees are bent and you're just moving your spine. And when you make this chopping motion, you could even do it from a seated posture right here. You bring the arms up and you chop the arms down, you make a deep sound from the belly. So rather than like a sound, you want to have it be deep and guttural. So you're getting in touch with it, where that anger lives in the liver, in the lower belly. So you take a deep breath in. You make this big sound. So yeah, and anger is often in the hips too. We've got so much stuff stored everywhere in our bodies. Yes. So that's another thing that I really love to do with anger. Uh, I hope that helps. Tracy shares, when we allow the sacred connection, it touches our heart and soul in such a beautiful, sacred way. Yeah. And allow is a key word there. Yeah. Christina shared, it can be so cleansing. Yes, Jenna, thank you. She shares, thank you for this wonderful, nourishing space to just be. And that's what this is for us. We can just be here. We can be anywhere. And we really have cultivated this space here to be in this way together. Sandy shares, I do one like that with pulleys at the gym. Yeah, that's great, right? You're just like, you're really using the weight of the pulleys to move that energy. That's great. Great. Awesome. Great, everyone. I'm glad. Yeah. And remember, there's nothing wrong with any emotion. All emotions are natural, all emotions are part of our human experience. I even like to say there are no bad emotions, no good emotions. Maybe emotions that we consider pleasant or unpleasant, but there are no bad ones. Every emotion we could even consider as somehow a messenger. It could also be a pattern, and it can be a messenger. So there's nothing wrong with emotion. There's nothing wrong with feeling. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's it's even it's the richness of our human experience. It's everything in a way. Not everything, but some of you have heard me share this experience that I had where I went through a period of some weeks, maybe 5 weeks or something, where I was in a pretty exalted state, and I wasn't impacted by my emotions the way that I normally am. I'm a very deep feeler, like many of us. And during this multi-week period of being in this exalted state, there was just this ease in my system. I wasn't triggered, I wasn't rattled by things. I would watch an emotion arise and just kind of leave my system rather than getting involved with the experience of the emotion. And I remember one day I had the thought, like, this is so silly. Like, every issue on this planet is just emotional. Like, everyone's tripping and freaking out because of their feelings. Like, everything is fine on this planet. Everything is okay. But our emotions are what make it seem like it's a disaster all the time. And of course, like, we could say like things like starvation and famine and things like this. Like, obviously, that's not an emotional problem. But what we could consider is that if we weren't so caught up in this beingness of thinking that we're emotions, then we would probably have found a way to end all wars by now and to end famine and starvation and all of the problems on the planet. It's the emotional system that causes everything, but it's not a bad thing. It's the beauty of this planet. I've heard from the time that I was a little girl through different spiritual teachings that we wait as souls for tens of thousands of lifetimes to have a human incarnation. And one of the most precious things, if not the most precious thing about the human incarnation is emotion. It's being able to feel. Part of this playground of humanness in this dimension on this planet is to have the full spectrum. It's not just to be happy and peaceful. If that was the point, then we would only feel happy and peaceful. We are here to experience it all, to feel it all, to go through it all. Antonia shares, I am just so thankful for such wise and spiritual people like you, as are you, my love. I am your mirror. I am a reflection of you. Anything any of you see in me that you love or you admire or you appreciate, it is all in you. It is all in you. And I have the great blessing in my life of having my beloved teacher, Saima. I've been studying with Saima for 24 years. So I have the great blessing of having a master in my life. I have the great blessing of my first gurus, my parents, who many of you know because they're teachers here on the app. I'll write their names in the chat. My mom, Sandy Magram, offers her live sessions on Thursdays, and my dad, Jonas Magram, offers his live sessions on Fridays usually. Hi, Neil. What a treat. Oh, so lovely. So lovely to be together. So it's a great gift that I get to share everything that my teachers have shared with me, and I have more teachers as well. So, what a blessing that we can find our mentors, our teachers, our gurus to help us remember who we are. And then we can share that with others. We can be that together. We can remember together. Pauline is asking, do you have an advice if the experience is dominated by negative feelings for a long time due to trauma in the form of addiction and depression? Oh, thank you so much for asking. I'm looking at the time because this is a very deep topic. I do need to end a little early today. Yes, absolutely. Um, I think I need to ask a favor though. Please excuse me for a 35-second bio break, and then we will touch on this last question before we close today. Be right back. Okay, so let's touch on the question again. Do you have an advice if the experience is dominated by negative feelings for a long time due to trauma in the form of addiction and depression? Okay, great. Thank you. So, one thing we can consider is not always, but it's very possible that any of us who are having an experience of being feeling dominated by negative thoughts and painful emotions, it's very possible that that is rooted in trauma. And that's why we experience it. Could also be learned behavior. Our environment can be due to many things. So if you haven't already, Pauline, and I'm not sure who you're asking for, um, I highly recommend Dr. Gabor Mate's work. He is one of the most skilled and compassionate um, teachers and experts in the field of trauma and addiction. So if you haven't already explored his work, that's where I would direct you to. I would also direct anyone who's curious about this to Dr. Peter Levine and his somatic experiencing work. Because to work with trauma, we could consider that we need to work with the body, not just the mind. Yes. So we need to work with the body, we need to work with the emotions. So I would find resources where you have tools to work with the soma, to work with the intelligence of the body, to be able to be with these parts that are having this experience. There's this definition of trauma that says trauma is really not about the event that occurs, but how we fragment from ourselves or how we abandon ourselves in that moment of trauma. And so part of what is so healing for so many of us when we do trauma work is to return home to ourselves in a way that we feel safe, because so many of us don't feel safe with ourselves or in our bodies or with emotions, all of this. So I would look into the methods with these different experts to be able to work with the body and to be able to have a loving guide to be with the parts that are stuck in those painful experiences inside. I know I'm not giving you direct techniques to work with because I feel it's a sensitive topic, and there are many different tools and techniques that can be used, and it just depends on what that person is going through. Of course, we can understand that things like addiction are rooted in trauma and trying to soothe that constant agitation, that constant pain that one might be stuck inside of. So I guess my advice is one, to work with experts. Doesn't even mean that one has to be working with someone one on one, although that's ideal if one can do that. Also, though, we have so many tools available now from these experts that you can use. I have one here on the app. It's the, I think it's called Vagus Nerve. It's like the vagus nerve breathing technique, something like that. It's a breathing technique created by trauma specialist Dr. Peter Levine. And you create this VOO sound, and it helps to activate the vagus nerve, which in turn helps that parasympathetic nervous system to be more active, where we feel more calm and ease. This is a fantastic breath for working with trauma. So, again, find the different people who you can study from, whether that's directly with someone who's studied with these teachers or the different techniques that are available, because again, there are so many, and explore which techniques allow there to be more safety in the body and maybe more presence. Pauline, is that helpful? Sandy's sharing also looking at complex PTSD or CPTSD has a lot of new research. Excellent. Yeah. Again, though, I'm really speaking to working with the body. We must be integrated, we must be holistic. Working with the mind alone is not enough. I would even say it's not even close to what we need, especially when it comes to trauma. Anything else you want to share on that, Pauline, before we start to come to a close today? Brad shares, thanks, Selena. Helps me accept what is and move forward, even with the uncertainty that is present. Ah, yes, love. I'm so glad. Yeah. Can you be gentle with yourself? Can you just place a hand on the body, take a breath, say, it's okay. It's okay. Pauline shares, that was very helpful. Thank you so much. I was asking for myself. I'm going to start a hypnosis therapy and one on ones in January. Oh, wonderful, my love. Wonderful. Great, great love to you. Great compassion to you in your journey. Thank you for your courage and asking that question because it serves so many. And you're not alone, not alone at all. And I would say, anytime you can take a compassionate approach with yourself, rather than feeling like there's something wrong with you or you've done something wrong or you're bad in some way because of how you're coping or not coping, however you think of it, to be so compassionate. Wow, I've been through so much. And sometimes we don't even feel like we've been through a lot because sometimes we compare what we've experienced with other people's experiences or the trauma others have gone through. And we say, oh, I haven't gone through anything compared to them. Sometimes the trauma that gets activated is from very seemingly insignificant events. It doesn't mean it's not fully impacting our nervous system, our behaviors, our thoughts, our emotions. So just to be so compassionate with yourself. There's nothing wrong with me. This is how my nervous system has attempted to adapt to what I went through. There's nothing wrong with me. And it's okay for me to stumble as I find my way, just like every other human being does, whether they have addiction or not. Thank you, love. Pauline shares, I liked the advice to work with the body, and I will definitely check out the vagus nerve meditation. Great, love. Yes, work with the body. Absolutely. Tracy shared, I feel so connected to this group, crying together, feeling so together as one. Yes, 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 yes. It's such a gift to be together. And great, great appreciation to each of us for our willingness to be vulnerable, those who are sharing. And this is part of the what makes this group so precious. Everyone's precious, but there's just something so touching about being here and the way we show up so vulnerably together. Yeah, be shared. I find patience and self-compassion goes a long way, Pauline. Beautiful. And Tracy McCree shares, thank you to all for sharing in loving, compassionate vulnerability. Yes. And Tracy McCree also shares, Dr. Gabor Mate does compassionate inquiry, such a beautiful technique. Yes, yes, yes. Jana shares, um, getting knowledge about polyvagal theory is also very helpful. Absolutely. Yeah, understanding how our system works and how that trauma is functioning, how we can be with it. Be assured, I get impatient with myself, but it took years to get diagnosed with CPTSD. It doesn't suddenly disappear. Yeah, patience, compassion, and again to remind ourselves there's nothing wrong with us. So often we feel like we're bad or there's something wrong with us. There's nothing wrong. We're programs. We're programs of our DNA, of our genes, of our lineage, of things that have been passed down. We're programs of society. So programming one, it's not who we are, and two, it can be transformed, it can be changed. Oh, Pauline shares, thank you all for your loving words and for this beautiful space. I'm so grateful. So grateful. And Yana sharing, I can recommend another IT teacher, Banu Harris, for her somatic work. Excellent. Thank you. And John says, yes. Wonderful. Thank you. Memoria sharing, do you have any guided meditations or advice about forgiving yourself? I do, love. I do. I have a few meditations here on the app. Just type my name and forgiveness, and there are a few things that come up. Thanks, Sandy. Thank you all. Thank you, my friends. We'll come to a completion now. Thanks, Pauline, for bringing such a vulnerable, tender question and letting us be with you and be together in that. We're all we're all I don't even like to say works in progress because that makes it sound like we're trying to get someplace and change each other, change ourselves. Um, you are a beautiful light. You are soul. No matter what you experience, no matter what you've gone through, no matter the mistakes you make, you are life. You are the beauty of life, the essence of life. You are all of creation. And the human experience, which you're having, gets very messy. Very, very, very messy. So messy. It doesn't always have to be messy, but it can be often, yes. So maybe remember that in the midst of all of the intensity we experience, all of the emotion, all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the confusion, all of it, all of it, all of it, the shame, all of it, that you are a being of light, having an experience. Can you hold the messiness of the human experience with so much love, so much compassion? Hold yourself in that and remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. As my beloved Saima has said, you can't heal illusion. If you try to fix the humanness, you will do that until your very last breath. Experience the humanness, be with it, enjoy your healing journey, and know that, I don't know about know, but we could consider that freedom comes when we know thyself, not when the healing ends, because it doesn't end. I've never known anyone whose healing ended. They woke up from the illusion that they were unhealed. You are life itself. I love you. I do. You are source consciousness. We are one, and you are so loved, eternally loved, just as you are in it all. You are love itself. You are love. I love you, and I'm so grateful for you. I carry you with me in my heart, and we'll be together soon. There are many holidays happening, so blessings in any holidays you celebrate. Blessings to you, to your family, to our human family, to our animal family, to our mineral family. Blessings to this whole planet, to all. Peace begins with us in the mind, the emotions, the body,